Are you a new dad and think that it's going to take too much time for you to cook every single day? Well, let me tell you, I got 3 things that you need to do right now that's going to help you overcome that barrier and start cooking for your family, making those family dinners. Hi, Mr. Branzino. I'm a dad cook, and I'm here to help other dads like you to be able to cook for your family and make family dinners great again. So, first things first. Number 1. Plan ahead. The way I like to plan is to think about what is the main protein or thing that I want to make, and then come up with the vegetables, the carbs, and the sauces and the dips, and sometimes a soup if I have enough time to be able to provide for my family. So that's going to typically be like what's either in season, or maybe there's like a holiday coming up, or there's like a recipe of some sort that I'm like really excited about, and I'm going to be using that as the basis for like how I'm planning. And usually I'm doing that and thinking about that on a Friday. Now I have a recipe swipe file. Just write a comment below saying swipe file, and I will send you that swipe file with all of a bunch of places and inspirations that I use to be able to come up with my recipes and things that I get inspiration for to be able to cook for my family. So I do that on a Friday. On Saturday I go shopping, and typically what I'm doing is getting 2 proteins. I'm going to be making 2 carbohydrates, so like some rice or some potatoes. I'm going to do 2 or 3 different vegetables. I'll have some salad and then some dips and sauces. And the sauces just could be like a tahini yogurt sauce. It could be like a green chimichurri. It could be all sorts of things that you can mix and match it to be able to put on top of the meat, or to put it over like a salad or whatnot. So that's typically what I'm doing. That's how I'm planning. I plan on a Friday, and on Saturday I'm doing my shopping, and I use the store to tell me what to do. So I'm using the store as like, okay, even though I might have a plan, as Mike Tyson once, I think him or his manager said, you can plan as much as you can, as much as you want, until you get punched in the face. So the way I get punched in the face is sometimes I'm going to go into the market and I'm going to see some chicken or some roast chicken or some really good like beef or steak or something like that that's going to be that's like super cheap. And I'm going to find the sales, and I shop like a grandma. So like I find the sales and I use that as my strategy to be able to cook. So that's what I'm doing. I'm basically like, using the store as my guide, and then I'm finding like what looks seasonal or what looks good and delicious. You have to use your eyes and smell and all that kind of stuff. All right. So that's the planning. Number 2. You're gonna batch cook. I usually use Sundays to be able to do a lot of a meal. So when I'm making a protein, I'm doing about 1/3 of a pound of protein per person per serving. So, and obviously that's like a lot if you have like little children, but if you think like that, or you can even do a quarter to make it simpler. So 1/4 of a pound of protein per person per serving, you're gonna be basically making, for 4 servings, you're going to use 1 pound. Now I go to like 0.3 because I eat a little bit more than Mrs. Branzino, as well as little Branzino. But I try to overcompensate because I'll use a little bit more of that protein for lunch or whatnot. So that's really the point. Is like you want to batch cook your protein, batch cook your veggies, batch cook your sauce. Do everything on a Sunday, and this takes about 1.5 hours to 2 hours typically to be able to make that. And what you're going to and you're going to start with your protein, then your carbs, and then your vegetables. Now, the great thing about this is that this is going to point number 3, simplify. So typically, a lot of times when I'm really trying to like stretch things out or have like things planned out for allowing things to be mixed and matched, which I believe is the strategy to be able to have really efficient family dinners, is that you have really good base ingredients and then you mix and match them when it comes time to dinner time, because you want to add some variety. But like I like to have like Mondays being bowl Mondays or salad Mondays, or Tuesdays are going to be taco Tuesdays, or it's like a sandwich or a wrap or something like that. So you're going to want to kind of think about like, okay, well, if I have like a roast chicken and I make that roast chicken on a Sunday, I want to simplify that as easy as possible for it to have the most versatility for the week. or for multiple days. And so what I'm gonna do is maybe just salt and a little bit of oil, and that's it. Even just salt is enough on some chicken, and that's it. Or you could do a braise, which is just if you have some more time and you have like a weekend, you can get like an instant pot, or you can just do a pot with a little bit of liquid and some salt and put your protein in there and let it braise for a few 2-3 hours, and you're gonna have this delicious tear apart protein. Now that is the way you simplify, because then you could take that protein, put it on top of a bowl with your rice, and then you chop up your vegetables. You could take your vegetables that just have salt and olive oil on them, and that's enough for you to be able to actually have like a really fantastic meal. Make it into an omelet. You can add some eggs to it. You could do all sorts of things. So really, like, that's what it is. It comes down to planning ahead, batch cooking, and simplify what you're making so that you can make the most delicious meals for you and your family. Now, if you haven't already, like, subscribe. I'm Mr. Branzino, and hit down below, right down below, swipe file or recipes, and I'll send you my swipe files, and you can kind of check out my inspiration. All right, have a beautiful day.